Hey, this is the 100th video on my channel, so I wanted to do something special and reviewed a show that may not be that well known, at least globally, but has a small though very devoted group of followers. What show am I talking about? And who stars in it? Matt Berry. Do you want to find out more? Hi there, it's Micha. Stay with me and you will. This review is for the entire British show, which ran for 3 series, or 3 seasons if you prefer the American wording. Each series consists of 6 episodes, plus an additional pilot episode to test things out, and 5 roughly 5-minute long episodes that were produced at the start of a COVID pandemic, being voice recordings that were uploaded to YouTube from April to May 2020. I will add the link to those episodes to my description, as well as a link to the entire first episode of Series 1, not the pilot though, which was officially shared on YouTube by the producers. This show was recently continued by the series Toast of Tinseltown, where the protagonist is apparently going to Hollywood. Sources are not aligned though if this is to be considered Series 4 of the original show, as Wikipedia does, or Season 1 under the new title, like the Internet Movie Database lists it. I usually go with the IMDb on things like this, and as the wiki page not even lists those episodes on YouTube which I mentioned before, I will stick with the IMDb. And once I've watched the new show, I will create a short follow-up video. Well, let's get to it then. Matt Berry stars in this show as Stephen Toast, a middle-aged actor, as he would likely pronounce it. You see, one of Toast's quirks is his weird choice of intonations for his onstage dialogue, mainly over-enunciating the endings of some words, like an actor or double-decker.
A what?
A double-decker!
Though we seldom see him on stage, these strange sounds sometimes find their way into Stephen's everyday conversations. As he is not the great thespian he seems to be in his own perception, he is doing a lot of voiceover work. Therefore, most episodes start with him sitting in the sound booth of the Scramble Soho recording studio, recording completely random things, from commercials to GPS navigation systems. There we meet producers Danny Bear and Clem Fandango, with the latter as a running gag each time introducing himself to Toast and asking him if he can hear him.
Stephen, this is Clem Fandango. Can you hear me?
I dare you to say that one more time.
Both producers love to see him jump through hoops, so we, as viewers, are not even sure that all projects are real. Some stuff they make him do is so ridiculous that you may think they pay him out of their own pocket just to pull his leg. And sometimes they just screw with him on regular jobs.
Nay.
Is that it?
Yeah, that's all it says here.
Stephen, you think the neigh is probably meant to be the sound of a horse?
Nay.
Would it help that instead of a neigh, you could try a whinny?
A what?
Just do another horse sound.
Think whinny rather than neigh.
Winnie.
Sorry, Stephen, I've got this so wrong. It's actually neighbours.
Neighbours.
Yeah, it's my fault. The whole script didn't print out. I just got a bit of it.
Toast hates that he has to do so much voice work, but his agent, Jane Plow, who insists her last name is pronounced Pluff, is not really good at her job and seldomly lands him quality acting jobs. All her clients seems to be just bit players, and she often only listens with one ear when an offer is provided. Or if it comes via email, she never opens the attachment. For instance, resulting in Stephen being hired to play Charles Dickens, but he ended up not on stage, but hosting a bus tour in costume. Another main character is Ray Bloody Purchase, Toast's nemesis for some reason. How their feud started is not really discussed, but for sure it doesn't help that Stephen has regular sex with his nemesis' wife, Mrs. Purchase, a woman advertising herself as a whore, but she only ever takes money from her own husband. Hating Toast for betting his wife, Ray Purchase often is the scheming force in the background, trying to make Toast's life and career a misery. The last main character is Stephen's friend Ed, who has taken Toast in after his wife divorced him. He usually sits on the kitchen table in his bathrobe and reads the paper while talking to Toast. Ed also was an actor once, but now mainly sits at home looking for love in weird places. Over the runtime of the entire show, it is heavily implied that Ed was never a straight actor, but that his career was as a porn star, though he often refers to his former roles as being in erotic comedies. Every episode we follow Toast while he embarks on a new adventure, trying to land a career-defying acting gig. While sometimes his narcissistic tendencies put roadblocks in his way, and other times he is just unlucky or the victim of some stupid scheme, just for him to try again next time. So much for the synopsis. While the pilot was not that stellar, the first few episodes of Series 1 were very promising, with solid jokes and nice comedic acting.
I thought you said you were a beekeeper.
No, a beakkeeper. I keep beaks.
Like a scene in which Toast dates a cute reporter who has just one tiny problem.
Good God.
Follow me.
Right behind you. Not as young as I was.
She is a hoarder and Stephen didn't even fit through the entrance.
It's just a little untidy. Honestly, you should have seen what it was like before. What's wrong?
I think I'm stuck.
The show then quickly manages to find its footing, and you really see the concept quite clearly. The question is just if that concept lands or misses its mark with you. So here's the deal. The series is trying to create a viewing experience you would very likely get if the real Stephen Toast would ever land his own TV show. By that I mean, though you get great actors and likely a solid budget in the background, the series is produced to look like a low-budget soap opera, including some very cheap-looking visuals, actors holding back their skills a lot, and storylines jumping back and forth between clichés and absolutely surreal situations, like an eccentric actor killing himself on set, a demonic possession, or Toast getting flattened by a steamroller. The show has a lot of recurring elements, like his voice recording sessions, his breakfast talks with Ed, one fully closed sex scene per episode with Mrs. Purchase, in which he usually uses similar but very weird facial expressions. There's also always a meeting with his agent and even a musical number in each episode, which also appears to be produced to look weird and unimpressive on purpose. Side note, I have no idea if Matt cannot sing better or if it even is him singing all the time, but his voice sounds very toned down. The series also sometimes breaks the fourth wall and has Toast walk out of a set. This and a piece of music can be seen here.
Now my world started closing in on me. Now my world started closing in on me.
Overall it is a solid concept and works pretty well, and for some this may work for the entirety of a show. But here's the rub. For others, like me, the concept loses its appeal after you have watched a handful of episodes. Using the same concept for each episode though makes it quickly repetitive, even if there are some standout ideas, solid jokes and crazy outlandish scenarios at play at times.
What's that thing on your leg?
It's an electronic tag.
Aren't they for thieves and murderers? You've not murdered anyone, have you?
Not yet,
What do you mean, not yet?
because he's in a coma. Look, there was a very minor altercation and someone got stabbed.
Who got stabbed?
My boyfriend.
That dark stain on your rug. Is that connected with the stabbing?
Why are you so interested in this?
I've just realised I have to be up really early in the morning. Dentist appointment.
It still quickly starts to feel as if you are rewatching the same episode over and over again. It doesn't help that the show also developed a Simpsons-like setup, where after each episode almost everything is reset back to where it was before. Meaning, even if Toast has a win at the end of an episode and get a small break, next time you see him, he is back where he started. Same goes for other instances, like Nemesis Ray Bloody Purchase dabbling in plastic surgery for no reason, and turning a black woman into a lookalike of British TV host Bruce Forsyth. Which is, by the way, a funny idea and one of the better moments, but my point is, Purchase then is just appearing again as if nothing has happened in the next episode. No warrant out for him or anything. So basically the show has a repetitive concept and there is no development going on in this show, neither story-wise nor character-wise, which doesn't allow for much identification or sympathizing with the lead character. Which is already tough enough, as the lead character is not an idiot but sometimes behaves like one. Toast is a narcissist and overconfident, often acts inappropriate or like a tool, just not like a complete tool. Sometimes he even is the smartest person in the room. All in all, he is human enough for us to at least sometimes root for him to get the success he seeks. But sometimes we are like, meh. Again, this is all part of the concept and they manage well to stick to it, like mentioned before. The question is how well the concept works with you. For me it was too repetitive after a while, with especially the songs coming across as pointless. Nice for a single gag, but not for a recurring one. With that in mind, let's get to the rating. Overall, I liked the show enough to keep watching it and will even pick up the new series. But there were definitely moments where I was getting really tired of a show. It is not something I could binge, there needed to be some breaks in between. What helped though is that I really liked Matt Berry's voice, which is undoubtedly one of the most recognizable voices in show business. I loved him when he came in as the new boss in the IT crowd, and I loved the show What We Do in the Shadows, where he hit it big internationally, playing the vampire Laszlo. I picked up Toast of London in the hopes that it might be as good as that series, but it wasn't. Again, if you like the concept and it doesn't get repetitive for you, you might love it. In my opinion, the series was often grasping a little bit for air. Due to that, I cannot really call this a good show. I wouldn't even say it was above average, though some early episodes on their own definitely were good. For me, it got stuck between average and almost reaches above average, so I am rating it with 5.5 out of 10 points. If you like Matt Berry, give it a try. Just don't expect another What We Do in the Shadows. It will not waste your time, but might not wow you either. In any case, it was elevated by Berry playing the lead. With another actor instead, I would likely have tapped out after the first season. Okay, before we end this video, here's some quick side notes, thoughts and observations. With Toast being an actor, it is funny that he knows surprisingly little about other popular actors, with another running gag being him asking "who?" whenever the name Benedict Cumberbatch is uttered. With his voice being so remarkable, it doesn't surprise me that Toast in the show is also doing a lot of voice-over work, as Berry also does in real life, with playing Prince Merkimer, the aristocrat turned into a pig in Matt Groening's Netflix show Disenchantment, being one of the most recent and prominent examples. I'm also pretty sure that Clem Fandango's role was written with Noel Fielding in mind, as actor Shazad Latif played the role in a similar way Noel acts. And if you look at the first credits in Matt's filmography, he often worked with Fielding and Richard Ayoade before they all met up again in the IT crowd, so that theory might have some validity. By the way, in the final episode, and I don't consider this a spoiler as the whole situation will very likely be reset again at the start of a follow-up series, Toast of Tinseltown, he hits rock bottom, loses his agent and stars in a porn movie with his buddy Ed, validating the insinuations from him having been a porn star back in the day. However, in the last episode, wrong number, he tries to find an agent in the US, nicely segueing into the new series. By mistake, he ends up calling Donald Trump, who is voiced by Anthony Atumenuik, who also played him in The President's Show, which offers some funny moments.
Hello? Who is this?
Hello. My name's Stephen Toast. I'm looking for the agent Lionel Harshmacher.
If you're looking for an agent, first off, you called the wrong place. That's the deep state.
Who am I talking to?
Whatever.
My name's Stephen Toast.
Toast?
Yes.
I don't want any.
FYI, Atumenuik also plays the human neighbor of the vampires in What We Do in the Shadows, continuing the tradition of Matt Berry often working with actors he knew from before. Have you seen the show too? Did you like the humor and enjoyed it for the entire run, or did it also get repetitive for you after a while? Let me know in the comments. That's it. As always, if you enjoyed this video, like it and feel free to share it with your friends. And why not subscribe to my channel so you won't miss any future video. Make sure to also hit the notification bell to get a heads up whenever a new video is posted. So much for now, see you next time and thanks for watching!